Okay, here we go. The Pen and Mikey Show.
He's about to get crazy and wild. Stay for a while. Don't touch your radio dial.
The Pen and Mikey Show.
Kicking it back, sports talk. Listen to that and stay tuned for some giggles and laughs. Go.
I enjoy being married. You know what I enjoy about it? My wife explains things to me. I think you need someone in your life that's going to explain things. Last thing she helped me out with was Facebook. I was not on it. I don't know if you know this. People get mad at you when they find out you're not involved in Facebook. You are not on Facebook? So I got on. I was on for a couple weeks, and I go to my wife. I go, I don't get this. I don't get it at all. She goes, oh, you know why you don't get Facebook? You don't care about other people. And she's exactly right.
Welcome to the Planet Mikey Show.
That would be the voice of tonight's special guest on the Planet Mikey podcast. We're going to introduce him in just a moment here, but first, let me just tell you. Ben's here to tell you, actually. This is episode number
132.
What is correct? You know, Smitty, that's the first time Ben's gotten an answer right in weeks.
Top. Yep.
See, Planet Mikey podcast, at Planet Mikey on Twitter. With Bill Smith,
My name is Bill Smith, and here's where I live.
Highly decorated broadcast professional and Navy veteran, by the way.
That's right, yep.
We thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
We've got Ben Kitchen. He's also highly decorated. Yeah, it happened in Vegas during the March of the Peroni Penis Parade.
You weren't supposed to talk about that.
Ben
it's
was
in my contract.
Highly decorated for his bravery.
Circled back.
Bravery? Penis curvature correction treatment. Go to youbendme.com for more on that. One of our proud sponsors on the program here. And yours truly, 3-time Emmy Award-winning TV host, 43-year broadcast veteran of 18 radio stations, a multiple Gold Star winner, also for my multiplication facts back in Mrs. Ener's third grade. Got so many gold stars. I just thought I'd mention it. It's in my list of resume credits. That happened at Bauer School, Manchester, Connecticut.
Bauer.
Back in the 60s. Our special guest tonight is a very funny guy. I saw this guy, Jim Colliton. He's funny as hell. I didn't know you were that funny until you got up there on the stage at Giggles.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. If you just looked at me, you go, "There's a middle-aged white man
As a
in
guy.
the corner."
Yeah, you seem like such a normal dude.
I do get that a lot. People come over and go, "You don't look funny," because you're just standing there. But yes, and then you get on stage, and that's why they pay us to go to the comedy clubs. Tell the jokes.
I went to Giggles, and he was right before Lenny got up there, and I said, you know, this guy could stay out there a lot longer. That people loved your show.
Oh, thank you very much.
The folks I was with were...
And the good news, I think you can go back in the next 6 weeks, and Lenny will be at Giggles.
Of course. yeah. He's got a connection there, I understand.
He is. He's a good guy.
He's
Mike
one of the best.
is a good guy, too.
Yep, Mike Clark and Lenny Clark, both very fine Clarks. As Clarks go, they're the top
as far
two.
as the rest of the family, they're awful.
They're
I'm
really
kidding.
the top two. I mean, I liked Will Clark when he was on the Giants, but... not like I like Lenny and
No,
Mike
no.
Clark at all. So, Jim, you're from Wakefield, Massachusetts.
I live there now. Yeah, I grew up in Bedford, and now I live in the lovely town of Wakefield.
You're originally from Bedford?
Yeah, from Bedford.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in this general area that we are in right now.
Does this
The
mean
mean
that
streets
you
of
were-
Bedford.
Were you rich growing up?
I didn't know it, but yes, we were. We were very well off. I didn't, but here's the thing. My mother didn't grow up with not a ton of money, and so she treated us like we were poor. And then it wasn't until I was in like 7th, 8th grade, and a friend told me, goes, like, we had a 2-car garage and a 5-bedroom house, but we were always told that, no, we're struggling to make ends meet. And a friend of mine just goes, no, you have money. I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah.
And then
They're kicking it from you.
Yeah.
My dad was a child of the Depression, so we had some weird habits in my house as well. It was like, eat everything on your plate, but it got a little he got a little carried away with it. When I take the garbage out, he'd bring them back, and she'd say, "Did you lick that garbage can?" He was a tough guy, my dad. He was, he grew up in the Depression when he actually had to work at age 8 washing dishes.
Oh yeah. So my father had to work. But he ended up buying this business that him and my brother owned, so they did very well. But we would get hand-me-downs a lot, and I had 5 sisters and no brothers. Oh, so I was sent to junior high.
So what did you wear?
Hand-me-downs,
Wearing a
Sassoon
lot of
jeans.
pink.
Yes.
Sassoons.
Yeah.
What about underpants? You didn't have to wear like pink.
We're not going to get into that now,
No?
are we?
Well, I was just curious.
They were frilly and tasteful, Mike.
5 sisters, though.
Five sisters.
I had 4 sisters, and how often? Now, where were you in the pecking order?
I got 3 older and 2 younger.
Okay, when you needed a shirt to go out, would they iron it for you? Would they wash your clothes and do your stuff?
I wouldn't. Yeah, my mother took care of the ironing, but here's what my wife, who I've been married to for a bunch of years now, she said that she never thought our relationship was going to work because she would come over the house with 5 sisters, and I would just go, what are we having, sandwiches? Or, at a party? And she goes, there was some sister that was just waiting on you, hand and foot. And she's like, I can't be with this guy. He's a jerk. He never gets off the couch.
Oh, it's in their DNA, I think.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, well, they did take care of me.
Now, this is strictly a biological bemusement, but did they ever have, when they grew up and got older, did you ever have like a rough day or two when maybe they all had something going on, Flo visiting or something like that?
Yeah, as a younger man, you didn't know what that was. You would just go. Your father would go, let's go. We're going to go to New Hampshire for a day or two. And you would get in the car. You didn't know why.
Because if that timing, lands properly, you got no chance at that.
So let me ask you this, Bill. With your 4 sisters, did when they borrowed each other's clothes, everything was always left in a ball?
Yes.
Like she borrowed my dress and left it in a ball.
And then there would be tears and hair pulling and all.
Oh, yeah. Everything's left in a ball. I'm like, why is everything left in a ball?
So now you have kids.
Yes, I do.
And you have daughters and sons?
Yeah, I have 2 sons and a daughter.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, reliving that whole thing with 5 women in the house.
I did think of that as each of my daughters was born. I'm like, are we really going to go this route?
Really? Yeah. See, in my house, we had 3 brothers and a sister. So in my house, it was like if she even begged to try to say something in a conversation, she had a very soft voice, my sister. She'd go, Mom, could I have that last piece of toast? And it would be one of us saying, shut up! Just like completely and she was a doll of a human being. Still is, my sister. But,
my
she
mother
got beat up.
my mother would always be at the kitchen table talking with my sisters about emotions and their feelings, and I would come up out of the basement or something, or come from downstairs, and she would go, "Do you want to talk about anything?" I'm like, "No, I don't ever want to talk about anything ever."
Now, how did you do when the comedy backed off based on the COVID-19 stuff? Did that drive you nuts?
Oh, it was awful. It was. I mean, like any comic, I'm sure that you have it in here. We're just used to working all the time, and you used to, being at a certain level where your book's filled and you're out there traveling. I travel a lot, and then all of a sudden it shut down, and I guess I figured it out well. I said, this will last for about a week, and a year and a half later, you're just calling guys on the phone. I'm like, are we ever going to do anything ever again?
I'm telling you, we had Tony V on the phone during the pandemic, and he was doing drive-in shows.
Oh, yeah, we did everything. Yeah. The stuff, like if someone called you during regular times and said, hey, I got this show, you're like, are you kidding me? Go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that. But in this one, like, yeah, you know what? I'll be there. Sure. I would Zoom shows. I did a ton. I worked very clean. So corporations were hiring me to do Zoom shows. So I would sit in my office and, be telling my jokes to a computer screen.
Right. A bunch of faces looking back at you.
Yeah. Right. And you think it goes awful and you click off and then the company sends you an email. That was great. And I'm like, you don't know what great is. That was
Jeffrey Toobin knows great on a Zoom call. I'm not talking. Now, when Tony was on, I said, well, what was it like doing a show in front of a drive-in parking lot full of cars? And he said, well, it's the first time I ever got a beeping ovation.
That's it. Whatever.
That's a weird thing to have to go through. Now, when you get up there in front of the crowd of people, I mean, your routine gets busy fast. It's funny fast. Get right into it. Has there ever been a time where either the crowd was stupid or slow or not quick to respond or just and you had to get heckled by somebody and you had to give them back some shit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, no matter, I don't care who you are, what level a comedian you are, or where you work, there's always going to be crowds, and you're just going to go out there. And especially sometimes if you're at a comedy club or something, you crush for the 8 o'clock show, and then you're sitting in the green room in between shows, like, I could be the greatest comic ever. And then you go out there for the 10:30 show, and you're like, it's the same shit I was just doing an hour and a half ago, but there's just crickets. They're looking at you, and there's just something you got. And then all of a sudden, you maybe do need to do some crowd work or something to kick them in.
Maybe they're more cocked at the second show than they would have been at the first show. Is that possible?
Every show's different, no matter where you go, and whatever, so. And especially like at my level, if like you said, you didn't know me going into the show,
right?
So
I didn't.
I have to stand up there and prove myself. You're like,
it didn't take
we're
long,
here to see Lenny, but we'll see this guy, and then you're like, all right. So
it didn't take long for me to say this guy's funny because it's kind of like when you watch a TV show. After 5 minutes, sometimes you can say, well, okay, this show's not for me, and sometimes you keep watching, and that's the hook. With your comedic act, it didn't take long at all for me to say, "Oh, this guy's funny," so I'm going to listen to everything he says. And you talk a lot about, families. Like you talk about your own personal.
Yeah, I talk a lot about my wife and 3 kids.
Did you talk about going grocery shopping?
I did
during the pandemic.
yeah, and how I hated it, and
Yeah.
and so you're a dad, right? You have
I
a
am.
son, and
Many times.
yeah, and whatever the dad buys is the wrong thing, whatever it is. I bought paper towels. Why? Because the list said paper towels. I bought 25 rolls of paper towels.
Right.
I'm dragging them into my house. My wife goes, "Are those the paper towels you bought?" And I said, "No, I would never purchase these paper towels. I brought these home to show you what other men would bring home to their families." My wife's like, "You've lived in this house 20 years. You know what kind of paper towels we use?" I go, "I'll do you one better. I don't even know where we keep the paper towels. They're not right by the sink. I use my T-shirt."
Now, what really variety of paper towel did she really want you to get? Do you now remember after having that hard experience?
No, so the behind the scenes of that joke is, my wife just came home and like the third time buying the wrong kind, she just held them up. She goes, "Why do you keep doing this?" And I'm like, "Doing what?" And she's like, "You keep buying the wrong kind." And I'm like, "It doesn't matter. It's a paper towel."
Yeah.
And then she said, "No, I like this kind." And I'm like, "All right." And then you go back and after you get
Bounty,
done,
the quicker picker-upper.
you go yelling at your wife, you go to your notebook and you write something down.
My wife makes a very specific list, and she doesn't just say, she wouldn't just say, because I've done the same thing, paper towels. Well, she's like, "Oh, these are the cheap ones."
Yeah.
She'd make a list and say which kind it is, and it has this picture on she's very specific.
I have mine send me screenshots of exactly what it is.
That's
if
right.
I have a question mark about it, I'm like, wait, so what's the difference between the 3 of them? Which one do you want? Just send me a picture.
My wife will do the exact same thing with yogurt because I have 2 girls now. One is 20 and one is, let's say, younger than 20. She's probably 18.
Yep.
And they're very specific into the yogurt they want, and it's a nightmare. It's just a wall of yogurt, and you have to bring this home. If you bring it, you've ruined their week.
When it comes to yogurt, it's a whole different culture.
And that's why boys are easier, because boys really don't care. You can, if they say bring home cheese, you bring home cheese. They're going to eat whatever you put in front of them.
Yeah, it's cheese. God damn it!
cheese.
What is that? It's cheese.
Eat the cheese.
As generically too, I used to go to the Stop and Shop stores. They had their brand, and back in the day they had their brand, and there was a thing called Stop ShopRite. It said ShopRite beer. That's all it said. It didn't say lager or pilsner or anything about generic beer. This is how old I am. ShopRite beer. Somebody said, "Give me some beer." I don't imagine what that must have tasted like. It's just a cut below.
It was beer.
That's right.
Just cut below Schaefer.
If you're in college again and a guy, you don't care. If someone brings ShopRite beer, you're like, "Yeah, throw me one of those, will you, buddy?"
Yeah. Well, I was drinking out of a keg down in Florida with at the fantasy camp. Carlton Fisk was standing next to the keg, literally for 3 hours. And I don't know, he just kept pouring beer into his cup over and over and over again for 3 hours. Finally, he hits air. He opens the thing and it goes, tss. He says, "I guess it's time to go to bed." Imagine having that kind of limit on your life.
I'm working a cruise ship down in Tampa, and I walk by where the Yankees have their spring training.
Yeah.
And the gates are open, and there's people in there, there's cheering, and it's, 10 o'clock in the morning. And I just walk up. No one stopped me, so I'm like, I'm going to see what's going on. And there was the Yankee fantasy camp was going on. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever witnessed in my life. Middle-aged fat men stuffed into Yankee uniforms.
Awful.
With the Yankees legends just standing out the outfield, not giving a shit what goes on.
And all the campers look like Stump Merrill. I did that experience. It was tough. It was tough. I did meet a lot of good guys, but I tell you are so sore. You don't realize what baseball does to your muscles until you try to leg out an infield hit.
Yeah.
At age whatever.
That's
it's a terrible thing.
At age whatever, when you're not doing that anymore.
Jim Colliton's here. He's from Wakefield, Massachusetts. He's a comic. He's very, very good, and we appreciate you coming down here. Did you guys happen to see the LeBron James incident where he yelled at the announcer at the basketball court? Did you see that video at all?
Yes, at his kid's game.
Yes. His son, Bronny James.
LeBron has a son named Bronny.
Bronny. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Bronny.
I didn't know that.
Speaking of the quicker picker-upper, Brownie, and he
screamed at his kid.
Well, he was at the game.
No, he screamed at the announcer.
Yeah, the announcer said there was a foul, and the announcer said something like, "Well, I guess you get those calls when your name is on the arena," because it was LeBron James built the arena that his son plays in.
Which is a good line. I would say the same thing.
Sure. Yeah.
And he went over and started yelling at him.
He got up and walked over and started yelling at the announcer for saying such a thing. Of course, it's LeBron
Stop
James.
the game, mind you, to do this.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm the announcer, you have the microphone, and I would say we need to get LeBron James escorted out of the LeBron James gymnasium right now.
He's scaring me.
Yeah.
It's
Can
a
we
hate
get
crime.
security to kick him out of the gym he purchased?
Unbelievable. So I was just wanting, I've never been a LeBron fan.
No.
The reason, when I guess you get more shit on the radio for hating on LeBron and hating on Manny Ramirez. And the reason I hated on Manny Ramirez is because he's lazy. He didn't play defense. He didn't hit triples. He didn't run hard. He just hit. And he's a great hitter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But with LeBron,
You can get away with being lazy in baseball.
yeah. Oh,
too,
sure. Oh, yeah. It's especially depending on your position. But with LeBron, it's like, hello, I won the lottery, the body lottery, and I'm 6'8" with that unbelievable body and all those basketball skills. Somehow, he thinks that he's godlike, and the joke is, what's the difference between Jesus and LeBron James? Well, Jesus doesn't walk around L.A. pretending he's LeBron James.
But LeBron, we've been hearing about this kid since he was 13.
Yeah.
And he was on covers of Sports Illustrated, so of course he's going to be a giant douchebag.
Spoiled.
It's just, we raised him in the press, and he's gone on to win championships now, so I can only imagine that makes it worse. And,
Yeah. But now he has to take on the political and piss off a lot of people by saying, okay, LeBron. And, people say, shut up and dribble and all that stuff. Well, just pick your spots a little better, Especially, you're being videoed at that game.
I put basketball, any pro athletes, along with supermodels. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to hear you speak.
And actors.
Exactly. Actors and musicians. Well, we don't need to hear you speak. Just do what you've been trained to do, and let's move on.
Wouldn't it be great if politicians couldn't speak and had to use sign language all the time? Wouldn't that be so unbelievably fabulous? And would you watch?
Have you been watching this? There's no joke at the end of this, but have you been watching? They always have the sign person next to the press conference is going on with the condos that collapsed down in Florida.
Yeah.
And the lady, I can't take my eyes off the lady who's doing the sign language thing because it's very tragic, and she's just really making faces and going back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, keep this on. We got to watch her a little longer.
You get a little booger in the end of your nose, and you grab it with your baby finger. You could be setting off a world war or something. You don't know what you're saying. These people, it's unbelievable. I'd like to learn sign language. I know this. We're doing this on the radio. On the audio. This is work. See what I'm doing with my fists?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's called work. This hand across the chest, that means love.
Yep.
This means fuck you, pretty much. That's a middle finger. We all know that one. But I'd like to learn sign language. Honest to God, I think I would.
Really? I have no interest.
I think I would do pretty well with the hearing impaired women because then they wouldn't have to listen to me.
Yeah.
Talk.
Well, so when I work cruise ships, sometimes they have hearing impaired people on the ship, and then they have a signer down below stage.
Oh,
And
Doing
it's
the
just fun.
jokes?
Yes, they do your jokes. Really? Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Do they do the ha-ha?
No, they just do the jokes. They leave the ha-ha to the people. And it is funny seeing your silly stuff being signed out. You know what I mean? And
But what happens if you make the sign language person, the interpreter, I guess, laugh, and they just can't keep doing it because they're laughing at the joke?
well, you can't, they're standing off stage down below, but you have to go over and, no matter where, you have to go over and have fun with them. You know what I mean?
I would
if
imagine
'cause
so.
I go, if I'm talking too fast, you let me know, and they're told not to look at you, so they
Right.
don't look down. I can see you, but
Some of them have really weird faces, and they make funny faces too when they're doing
this
that.
is the
They're
woman
trying
down in
to-
Florida. She has great faces.
Yeah.
While she is.
As opposed to my ex-wife, who was virtually expressionless my entire marriage with her. She never even acted like she cared or heard anything I said.
That seems like things you may want to work out on another podcast.
Come on, man.
Well, I think I fixed it, though, with the second marriage.
Oh,
I
there
think
you
I
go.
did, yeah. Now, the Statue of Liberty came up into the news. This is like my favorite. I mean, she is wicked hot, first of all.
The
Second
Statue of
all,
Liberty.
Yeah, she's French. She's hot.
Lady Liberty.
Yeah. She can hold her arm up in the air for a long, long time without any cramps. But people are trying to cancel her, as they're doing with anybody that's important in today's culture. Did you hear about that? Saying that she's just a reminder of how America sucks now because everything that the Statue of Liberty stands for is being made fun of or ended by today's right-wing culture or whatever it is. I don't know. Something people go off on these tangents about shit. Hello, the Statue of Liberty now?
Well, the communists don't like her
Why?
because she's not communist.
So what do we're gonna pack her up and send her back to Paris?
We
Is that what we
can't
do?
now. It's far too
No.
late.
Who would want to cancel the Statue of Liberty?
Well, somebody would hijack
Can't do
that
it.
on the way back.
My
over.
name's in there. Can't do it. Can't take it.
What do you mean your name's in there?
Yeah, they used to do something where you like my grandparents did this in the 80s where you paid like $10-15 and like Bill Smith's wall here with all the musicians
Yeah.
that have been down here, you just scribble your name somewhere. So me and my brother's name are written inside the
That's called graffiti. It's called vandalism.
You paid some homeless man $10.
So you're telling me my grandparents are felons?
Probably.
Defacing a national
Accessories.
monument?
And probably they're
Accessories.
probably immigrant felons, which is even worse.
Mikey, how long till the Fighting Irishman? Someone goes after Notre Dame Fighting as an Irish
They
guy.
are going after it.
They are going now. You know, because Irish guys like, no, buddy, we ain't letting that go.
Well, no, and plus the fact that it's like when the Indian tribes that say, "Well, you're besmirching," the Cleveland Indians and all. I would be proud of it. It's like you're supposed to be proud.
Indians I kind of actually get, though.
Why?
Because it's a very general term encompassing all of them using the wrong terminology.
So my town, Wakefield, we just had a huge vote.
But like if it's warriors, I think that's fine.
That's where we were, the Wakefield Warriors. But I guess the logo, the warrior head, was offensive.
with
And
like
so-
the headdress and everything
Yeah,
like that.
so they had a Zoom call, and this lady who's a psychiatrist and got on, and she was saying, or a Zoom meeting that I watched, that
Have a little powwow with her.
so, some of the children have so much anxiety with the warrior head that they can't come to school.
What?
And I wanted to call in and go, well, then those kids are fucked, all right? If they have anxiety over their town's mascot, they're not going to make it in life.
Oh,
It's like, come on, what are you doing?
That's bullshit.
It is. That's exactly what I said.
the
when I-
Vanderbilt Commodores. Do Commodores get pissed?
You know who didn't like it was the psychologist didn't like it.
Yes, it's exactly. And like and my kids that went to high school, like, we could care less, Dad. We don't, And so I would say the vast majority of the kids in the high school care less.
Well, Provincetown, they got the team is called the Savages. Up there. I don't know if you know. Did you hear about that?
No.
I'm going to let you go with this one.
I have a tribute to the Statue of Liberty because I got a crush on her, and I would just like to do a few bars of this. This is the song about which the Statue of Liberty. Go ahead, play the song. I'm getting worked up here. I got tears in my eyes. You're tired. Excuse me. Hold on. Your hardened masses yearning to be free.
Everybody.
The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. It's my favorite part. Send me. Oops, I'm sorry. These the homeless tempest tossed to me, especially the hot ones. I lift my lamp beside the golden horn.
Mikey, that was beautiful,
That
Mikey.
was very touching.
Well, you guys don't know
Did
this.
you just call her a whore?
Oh, Jesus! I was playing around
Drop
with
that
the words.
in there at the end.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I respect her very,
No,
very
a
much.
lot of people have been insiders. So.
Now, what about the CRT stuff? Have you heard about that? Critical race. What's
Theory.
it called? Theory.
Nope, this is brand new to me. Hit me.
Well, they're teaching in school now that white people were so bad and rotten and still are. It's
I'm
all
a
about.
middle-aged white man. I know all about not being
You're
able to say
fucking
anything.
terrible.
Yeah, exactly. We're just scumbags just sitting here.
I think that's racist. I think the whole idea of CRT is a racist
Of course it is. It's totally racist, and they're just turning it backwards and trying to make you think that it isn't.
So let me ask you this: What about the white people back then that were like abolitionists? Are they terrible too?
Or that died in the Civil War trying to abolish slavery. Are they racists?
I'm asking.
Or are they soldiers?
No, the guys that tried to abolish slavery were the Republicans, the good guys, and the guys that wanted to keep slavery were the Democrats. You know, the party that's in control these days that's trying to institute CRT.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But the Democrats would say, well, since then, basically the parties have switched places. And, all the things the
No, that's
Democrats were
bullshit.
then are now the Republicans. That's the whole idea of it. Why teach a little kid in kindergarten? Okay, you know what? You're white. You should feel really guilty. Kid's like, I can't help being white. Both my parents are white. It's like, what are you going to do?
I was driven here in a Volvo station wagon. There's nothing I can do about it.
Did you know you were coming on Hannity and Combs?
No, I'm just...
Combs is dead.
Let's break down the issues.
God, my hair. Look at my hair. I need some combs. Do you got a comb in you? Everything else?
I'll find you.
No.
So anyway, I'm just throwing out things to talk about here because I like these topical things. Which commercial do you hate the most? I figured out which one I hate the most.
Oh.
Besides the toenail fungus commercials, which just gross me so much out. There's a new one on that's very graphic. It's like 6 layers of. It looks like stalactites and stalagmites inside your toenail. It's a yellow.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. It's pretty gross.
Oh, it is so disgusting. That's the one I hate the most. But the one that is overplayed, the Allstate ad where the guy has the singing hood ornament.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make lots of money.
The black guy driving down the highway.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I have to bring up that he's black, but I just did. It's creepy. Like, you watch it for 30 seconds, you're like, get this off the screen.
And this hood ornament who's mercurial and metallic, and she starts singing along with the guy driving the car, and it's all about saving $600 on insurance. Yeah. I'll pay you $600 now if you take that ad off my fucking television.
But you remembered what the ad was about. Isn't that cool?
But I'm not buying it.
One I hate, and I don't think they still run it anymore, and I don't remember what it's actually for, is the commercials with the guy that's like half man, half motorcycle.
Yeah.
Freaks me the fuck out.
I think that was insurance too, and I'm
Probably.
I can't stand insurance. All right, I think it's one of the biggest scummy things going in this country today, honestly. Yeah. So I had a tree fall in my backyard. It damaged my fence and my deck, and also my golf clubs and laptop were out there. So I called my insurance guy. I said, hey, what do? Do I take pictures? And this is the honest to God truth what he said. He goes, you can, Jim, but honestly, we consider that an act of God. We're not going to cover anything. Act of God.
Right.
It's the greatest excuse going. Like, only an insurance company comes up with that. Sure. My guy called me next month. He goes, Jim, we didn't get your payment for last month. I said, oh, God came to me in a dream. Told me to take my family to the Cheesecake Factory with that money.
You know, you say that. I just literally 3 days ago did have a tree fall in my yard. I believe that you had one.
Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah.
But this happened just 3 days ago, so it's eerie, in a kind of an eerie kind of way. That you mentioned that tree falling in my yard.
And now it's on you. You got to pay for everything.
It is because it fell. It was in our neighbor's yard, but it fell onto our property. So the sky is my
whole
my
act
property.
of God, written into it's such bullshit.
Yeah. Like, what do you go? I don't believe in God.
I have insurance in case trees fall over in my yard.
Right.
It's the point.
Why do you need condoms? Everything's an act of God, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Andrew Cuomo, his daughter. Michaela. Now, which gender do you think Michaela is?
I'm going to go with female.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like I said, I'm a middle-aged man.
Well,
sure.
she would
I
argue
would go
you.
with non-binary.
Right. Get out your
Guess
manual.
what, fuckers? My patience is run out.
Oh, jeez.
Michaela Kennedy Cuomo. Now, Andrew Cuomo was married to a Kennedy, one of the Kennedys.
Yep.
I don't know which one. She is now... Okay, let me just read this story to you, okay? Because there's words in here I don't understand. Michaela Kennedy Cuomo, the youngest daughter of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, has revealed she's demisexual, as opposed to Cuomo-sexual. After opening up about her queer identity, the 23-year-old offered more insight about her sexual orientation during a conversation last week on Instagram Live with actor, activist, and author Donato Tramuto.
He's
Sounds
good.
Italian.
I read him all the time.
During their chat, Michaela explained that she identifies mostly as demisexual, which PFLAG... I don't know what that is.
Guess what, fuckers? My patience is run out. Pansexuality is not inherently biphobic.
This isn't her. That's that other woman from last time.
I can honestly say I don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't
right
either.
now.
I don't either.
So the words,
And I'm the one talking about it.
So she's not saying she's a lesbian, but she's not straight.
Well, she says a demisexual person can be gay, straight, bisexual, or pansexual. What is that? You have sex with pans?
Doubles your chances for a date.
Peter Pan. He's busy.
She went on Instagram to tell the world she's super confused right now.
Very confused. Yeah. She says, when I was in elementary school... Actually, I'll do her voice here. When I was in elementary school, I feared I was a lesbian. When I was in
Elementary school.
I came out to my family and close friends as bisexual. When I was in high school, I discovered pansexuality, and I thought, that's the flag for me.
They are both valid sexualities.
Michaela added she's always evolving, which, despite being hesitant about speaking out due to those who assumed she was seeking attention. No.
Yeah, has anyone told her no one really gives a shit? Hey, thanks for going on Instagram.
So do you want to know what a demisexual is?
I do. I kind of do, yeah.
Demisexual, to not be sexually attracted to someone unless you have a deep emotional and or romantic relationship.
Both of them.
So most girls I met in college were demisexual.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
am I
When I wandered
demisexual?
over and said, hey, how you doing? And they said, yeah, I'm not attracted.
Does that mean I'm demisexual with my pillow?
No, you're not.
Because I have a very what is it? Describe that again.
It is someone who is sexually attracted to you only under the condition that they have a deep emotional and or romantic relationship.
That's my pillow.
But that's a relationship.
For the best night's sleep
You know,
in the whole wide world, visit
MyPillow.com. That's our proud sponsor, Jim.
I should know something.
Jim had a joke
Colliton.
fired up.
I'm sure you've heard about the unbelievable proficiency at making pillows that My Pillow has expressed and shown over time immemorial. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm just throwing words out there. My Pillows are the best pillows in the entire freaking world. And I'm happy to say that. I know that Bill Smith has 3.
I do.
Ben Kitchen has 1.
2.
He's got a doggy bed.
Yeah.
He's got a doggy bed.
Doggy bed.
I got the My Pillow butt augmentation underpants.
I have the Giza sheets in there, everything that they say they are.
You know, so maybe we should convince Jim Colliton to get a My Pillow.
I should. I'm going to leave here and head to the nearest My Pillow store. Do they have a store?
Yeah, you can just
My
go
Pillows
online.
Are Us.
Yeah, you
It's
can
like
go
Toys
online.
R Us. There's My Pillows R Us.
MyPillow.com and make sure you mention the promo code, which is Planet. You'll get a 40% discount.
Oh, 40
on My
off.
Pillow.
There
And
we go.
Tell all your friends, too, Jim, because we're going to sell a lot of pillows for the money we've asked them to pay us for
Next
this
comedy
podcast.
club I'm hanging out. And hey, guys.
MyPillow.com.
Mike code.
Try the new My Pillow, My Slippers, which Smitty has a pair of. These slippers took 2 years to develop by Mike Lindell. You can wear them indoors. You can wear them outdoors. They're made with My Pillow foam and impact gel to help prevent fatigue. They're made with quality leather suede, and they look dandy.
And that impact gel is everything it's cracked up to be.
It is. It's good stuff. Go to MyPillow.com. Use the Planet promo code. I have a hard time saying that. Promo code PLANET and get 40% off, or call this number, 800-865-0738, and please speak up, because the guy who answers the phone has little My Pillow earplugs, and they're very dense.
Now, if it's a something that you can, it's a slipper that you can wear outside the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a shoe?
It has similar ramifications as shoe wearing.
All right.
The top of it is slippery. Slipper.
Looks like a slipper.
The bottom of it has like a nice rubber sole
All
to
right.
For
it.
the best night's sleep in the whole wide world,
renaming
visit
everything.
MyPillow.com. Rubber Soul, you said. That's my favorite Beatles album. It's a tremendous, tremendous album.
Jim, let me ask you. We ask all the comedians that come in here because I'm very curious what everyone's kind of taste is.
All right.
I want to know, build out your favorite, your ideal fantasy dream comedy set. You have an opener, a middle, and a closer.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Good question. We've asked every comedian that
Yeah.
question.
There's been some, common themes, some names have been named across a couple of different people, but
Alive or dead.
alive or dead.
Yeah. This is going to sound creepy, but growing up, I would have to put Bill Cosby on the show. Yep. I think we're going to have Bill open so we can get him the hell out of there so he doesn't drug
have
anyone.
him.
It'd have to be. I'd have to
Pudding
go.
Pop don't melt.
I'd have to go Cosby, David Letterman, and Seinfeld.
Very interesting.
And Seinfeld was the one you would watch and I'm like, all right, if this guy seems normal, if he's doing it, I can do it. Just a regular guy. He wasn't wacky on stage or anything like that.
So those are 3 guys. I mean, they're all relatively clean comedians. Is
Yes.
that what influenced you to be a clean
yeah,
comedian?
and you know what? When I would always watch them, and then I started, and other comedians would say, "Hey, if you can work clean, you can make a living at it," and that was my
Brian
goal.
Regan.
Sure.
Yes, and so I used to. Then I started opening for Brian Regan on the road, and I'd watch him just blow the place away for an hour being clean. And so then, and Jim Gaffigan's another guy who's been pretty good to me, and he works very clean. So
now my three were what? Mom's Mabley, Henny Youngman, and Carrot Top. Yeah, Carrot Top. I got to have him.
You want to hear my Carrot Top story?
Yeah.
So I forget what Carrot Top's real name is. But so I have a college agent years ago, and she comes out to dinner, and she's very good friends with Carrot Top. She's like has been working with him for years, and so she's telling this story, but using Carrot Top's real name. She's like, "Oh, he's out in Vegas, and he just
Scott
did the
Thompson."
Yes, Scott Thompson. She's like, Scott Thompson just did the show, and then all of a sudden he's back in his dressing room. There was a woman in his shower, and he didn't know what to do. And my wife just goes, "Who is this now?" She's like, "Oh, well, you know him as Carrot Top." And my wife goes, "Oh, I hate Carrot Top." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Honesty, I love it.
The agent's right here, and you just, I hate Carrot Top.
I love that kind of brutal honesty. That's the funniest shit on earth when it happens naturally like that.
Yeah, and she didn't know what she was saying.
Actual honesty. My threesome on stage would probably be Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Sam Kinison and George Carlin.
In that order?
Yeah, because I don't work clean, I'm working.
Yeah.
I'll work.
No, I love dirty comics too. You know what I mean? I
love dirty. I'm dirty. Look at me right now. I'm all dirty over there. Look at this. I got dirt coming off my face and everything.
Damn it.
All right, I got a thing here, a little game called What's in a Slim Jim? And it's time to play What's in a Slim Jim? I'm booth announcer Ned Cockwart with our host of tonight's show, Mike Adams. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to play What's in a Slim Jim, and our guests tonight, we have three contestants. Behind door number one, Jim Colliton from Wakefield, Massachusetts. Very funny comedian. He's a stand-up comic, and he's not even standing up. And between door number two and door number three, looking for his zipper, is Ben Kitchen. Ben, hi, how are you? What do you do for a living? Thank you. And you, Bill Smith, number three.
Thank you so much.
What's in a Slim Jim? Actually, this is a very easy contest. All you got to do is tell me what's in a Slim Jim, and if you get one wrong, you're out.
I'll go first.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
No, let's let Jim go first.
Jim?
He's our guest.
I'm going to start with dog food.
So, horse?
Yeah.
No, please, players will refrain from using phony articles.
Is it a sponsor? Is that why we can't shit on Slim Jim?
No, you can shit.
Oh, all right.
Shit on them all you want. I want you to get it right so you win the Slim Jims.
All right.
Weird thing is when you shit them out, they come in the same exact shape.
Wrapped.
I'm going to say...
ingredient.
Macho Man's dead, so you don't have to worry about offending
sausage. Is it?
Well, what is...
What's in a sausage?
Technically, what's in a sausage? I mean, you got to name something that's actually...
Isn't a Slim Jim technically a sausage then?
Would you go fuck yourself?
Oh, sure.
Seriously. You have to name
an ingredient.
Yeah.
Sodium.
Yes.
Bingo.
Ooh.
I'm just going to find that. Can I...
It's
probably a Sharpie so I can cross it off?
It's probably the first list.
No, it's actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Salt. Yeah, that's sodium.
That's sodium. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, now I can cross it off the box. I just got tossed a black magic marker.
I tossed it to you, Mikey.
Got a black magic marker. Got a black. All right, I'm crossing off salt. Let's move on.
So that's a win for me.
Yes, but you got one.
One.
Yeah, you got. Go ahead, Ben.
Ooh.
What's in a Slim Jim?
Mongolian beef?
Don't
that's
be
a
an
callback.
Don't be an asshole.
Asshole.
Is
that in there?
Here it says cattle anus. No. What do you have? Come on, give me a real fucking what do you call it? Ingredient. Don't make up this weird shit. Cow lips.
I have no idea.
What's in a Slim Jim? Oh, wait, just name something that could be in a Slim Jim.
Meat byproduct.
It's generic. Smitty, you want to try this? This kid, he never got out of 5th grade.
I got one. Water.
Water. Thank you very much. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4th.
Ooh, that's good.
The 4th category. Jim, you want to try another one?
We got water. We got salt.
So far, you have salt water.
Salt water.
What does that water weigh, Smitty?
What's holding it all together?
2
I
pounds.
wonder.
Eight pounds for a gallon of water. Did you know a gallon of water weighs 8 pounds?
No way, really?
Yeah. God. I mean, what's it made out of? It's simple.
It's got a casing, so we got to figure out what's in. I'm gonna go ham. Is there any ham?
No.
Do we have any kind of pig?
Yes. Okay. Should we give him that?
Pig?
Pork.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I was trying to get at. You know, pork is like okay.
He's our guest. He gets a
No,
mulligan.
I know, but you guys are guessing salt fucking water over
right,
here. And it's
fine.
a goddamn Slim Jim.
Chicken.
Mechanically separated.
Chicken.
But not just chicken. Mechanically separated chicken.
It can't be hand.
Wow.
Separated.
No. Mechanically, they have little robots that can robot chicken.
While it's
what-
alive.
What the robot found on the floor, they ship off to the fine people at Slim Jims.
So far, we got pork, mechanically separated
Very
chicken,
presumptuous of you to say
salt,
fine
and
people
water.
at Slim Jim.
Smitty? There's about 10 more.
All right, stand by. I got one coming.
See, there's no way he worked at a Slim Jim factory.
Ascorbic acid.
Ascorbic? Isn't that vitamin C?
I don't know what the hell it is, but see if it's in there.
No.
I mean, I'm disqualified. That's it.
There's several other kinds of acid in there.
Blue? The blue tab?
Right. Orange sunshine. Anybody got some guesses?
How about fentanyl's the drug, right?
Yes.
So I'm guessing it's not. What's the other one that's in sausage? Not fentanyl, but
Fennel.
fennel.
Fennel. That's good.
Fennel.
Fennel.
Corn.
Corn
that is
syrup.
good.
Corn syrup?
Yeah.
No, but see, come on, you guys all suck at this game.
Because it's the worst
Okay,
game
it's the
ever.
stupidest
How about-
game with the worst
All right,
prizes.
all right, I'm going to give away the
Although I
prizes
like
here
Slim
because you
Jims.
know why? Because I'm really getting pissed off. You don't even guess beef. Nobody
we
says
said ham.
Didn't I say
We said-
beef byproduct?
said ham.
I
Yeah.
said beef byproduct. That's
Chicken.
No,
pork.
no, you said
probably
meat
more
byproduct.
accurate. Oh, I did say meat.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, so let me read them off. Beef,
I said Mongolian beef.
pork, mechanically
Yeah.
separated chicken, water, textured soy flour,
Oh, yeah.
corn syrup, contains less than 2% of natural flavors, dextrose, paprika, hydrolyzed soy protein,
I was gonna say paprika.
maltodextrin, lactic acid starter culture,
That's what hit you in the morning. That one right there.
barley malt extract, citric acid, which is not ascorbic acid,
That's correct, yep.
soy lecithin, and sodium nitrite.
Sodium nitrite.
But you know what? Here's what I'm going to do for you guys, because your body will figure this out for you. Here's one Slim Jim for you.
Thank you for buying the
Here's
full
one
size
Slim
ones
Jim
too.
for you.
How old are these?
They're brand new. I just got them. And I get the last two.
All of our guests received this exciting parting gift.
Actually,
Hold
what?
on, let's see if
I
it
was-
still has a snap to it.
Yeah, that's it.
Does it?
Oh, it's awful.
The thing about our guests is that, and Jim didn't even know this. He still came to the podcast.
Yep.
Each one of our guests gets a designer, expensive, delicious gourmet coffee cake from the My Grandma's Coffee Cake
that's
Company.
correct.
Oh, wonderful.
Shipped directly to your house. And I'm going to name a few flavors, and I'm going to ask you to pick the flavor that you want of the My Grandma's Coffee Cake. Call 1-800-8-GRANDMA. It's a true story. Or go to mygrandma.com. But I'm going to ask you right now, Jim, pineapple, coconut,
Definitely
blueberry,
not that one.
Come on, man.
blueberry, cinnamon walnut without nuts, Granny Smith apple. What was the other?
Let's go. There was one
Just
with
gonna tell you,
walnuts. Yeah.
Without walnuts?
Blueberry is phenomenal.
Is that the one to go with?
Blueberry's great.
I always recommend that to everyone. Bill?
You like blueberries?
Blueberry is the way to go.
Blueberry.
Okay, a blueberry cake
And
for
see
Jim
if you can
Colliton.
get extra fentanyl in that for the kids.
I'll make sure I mention that for Jim Colliton, the comedian who is very, very funny. He was at Giggles when I saw him and met him for the first time.
Yeah.
And glad to have you on the podcast.
Thank you. Yeah. All my dates are on my website if anyone wants to check that
And
out.
that's
the website?
Jim.
Jim what? WHAT.com.
His website and for if you want to see where he's playing, and it's really worth going to wherever he is. Jim What? WHAT.
Yeah, because no one could ever spell my last name.
That's
So,
right.
For a couple years, it was Jim Colliton, and then
It's Colliton. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm pretty good, right?
yeah, very good. Yeah.
Jim Colliton on the show tonight. We thank him for making the trip out here and enjoying the time here in the studio with Bill Smith, Ben Kitchen, Jim Colliton, and
thank you for the Slim Jim. This was more than I could have imagined.
You got to find a space to sign on the wall.
Right.
Use a
I
Slim
might have
Jim.
to pop up to Hollis, New Hampshire. That's
Is
not
that-
too far from my house.
Oh, yeah.
Comedy Uncorked at
This Friday
Fulcino
night.
Vineyard.
Yeah, it's a great little vineyard up there, and it's a great time. And I think you get like a package meal deal, and you get wine, and then a comedy show. I know him with Dave Russo and another guy. Very funny guys.
Dave's been on the podcast before. He's funny with his little scally caps.
Yeah,
He's so little.
The Robert De Niro face.
Yeah, he's so little.
Yes. When we go on the road, we just pull out a drawer, we make him a little bed in that, tuck him in.
So we're going to do a little Castiglioke now. This is by request.
Okay.
Ben Kitchen has an appreciation for old music, so he asked Joe and Jerry to put together a little Elvis tune for you. And I walk through that door. Oh, baby. Be polite. Oh, baby. You're going to make me sore, Joe, if you don't treat me right. Don't you ever kiss me once, kiss me twice. Treat me nice. I know that you've been told that it's not fair to tease. So if you come on cold, I'm really gonna freeze. If you don't want me to be cold as ice, check me for lice. That's not the word. If you really care, scratch my back and run your pretty fingers through my hair. That shows. I know I'd be your slave if you asked me to. But if you don't behave, I'm gonna walk right out on you. If you want my love, then take my advice. Bang me twice. Make me feel at home, Joe, if you really care. Give me that little razor, and I'll shave my pubic hair. Ha 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 ha! Yeah, I'd be a slave, Jerry, if you ask me to. Please stand back, though, 'cause I'm allergic to goo. If you want my love, then take my advice. Hey, treat me nice, you son of a bitch. Treat me nice, asshole.